want you by my side.
If the universe, this is so good, if the universe can create the exact combination of hydrogen and nitrogen and oxygen and keep this gigantic rock spinning in the universe. So if it can do that, if a mosquito can find your ass at 3 a.m., you know, and do what it does. If you can think of somebody and that you haven't thought of in 10 years and all of a sudden you see them or they call you or email you, if you can take a plane from LA to New York to Paris to Nairobi and travel the world, if human beings can dance and cry and emote and feel and act and sing, then why don't you think the universe can deliver you what you desire? Come on, people! This is 2014. We have to change that paradigm. And I was like, whoa, that's so big. And I think the problem that we have is like, we think that we have to have all the other stuff first lined up before we can believe in the belief. Whatever the belief is that you have for yourself. And we have that backwards. So first of all, you don't get what you wish for in life, you get what you believe. So the core part of who we are, you've got to start changing your belief system. And I wrote something that I was like, oh, after I give this lesson, I have to tweet it, because it is really, I think, profound in the sense that I wrote, just adapt your circumstances to the belief, not the other way around. But you see, we don't do that. We adjust the belief based on what we see. So, if in your life right now, you don't have an agent, or it's not working for you, or you feel like you're not getting the breaks, or you don't have enough credits, or you're not getting in the right rooms, so we let what we're seeing in front of us create the belief. You can't work that way. You got to hold steadfast to the belief, and then actually, from a scientific standpoint, this stuff will fill in a different way. It doesn't matter if you don't have the agent yet. If you have the belief, oh my gosh, you'll sit next to a pilot whose best friend is an agent. You never know the permutations of possibility the universe is yielding to you. It wants to yield to you. It wants to give to you. But it has to be belief-oriented. And then this always comes back to how do we just, that's all we have control over. And it's not even control, it's dexterity, and it's fluidity, and it's malleability, and it's this amazing belief to choose to see the world in which we live in and the way that we see ourselves in the world from a different perspective. And that's empowering. That's empowering. So if it's not all lined up, which it never will be fully in your life, you're never going to have it all together, it's not all ducks are not always ever going to be in the row, even when you get whatever you have. God, I sound like a broken record, but it's important for me to keep reminding myself of it and keep telling us all that even if we get the thing that proverbially we think it's going to look like, there's still going to be parts that we want to fill in, and other things that you want to do, and other things you want to achieve. You have to keep working on the belief. And let me say this one last thing about it, because sometimes our beliefs, we get very scared about it because we don't believe it. That's okay. I didn't even, you know, now that I travel all over the world and we have schools and I'm going to start crying. I cried so much this weekend. Watch out. They're open. But, you know, if you would have even asked me 2 years ago, we didn't have schools all over the world 2 years ago. I think you have to not worry if you don't believe it. You'll catch up with the belief. So you work incrementally. So if you really want to, let's say, be the lead on your own TV series, or be recurring, or these are all different goals. You could even be a co-star for maybe somebody's just breaking into the business, or you want to get an agent, or you know, you want to start booking a commercial, whatever these beliefs are. And sometimes when you have the belief, they seem so big and you don't see the evidence of those things happening, it kind of creates its own resistance to it because, oh my God, I don't see the circumstances supporting that. Then just work incrementally, smaller. Which then comes back to the science that I've lectured on. If you fake it, you'll eventually make it, and then you'll end up believing it. So the thing is then work with things that you can get your head around and believe. So you don't have to mantra yet, I'm going to be on a series if you don't really believe that. Although we got to get eventually to that place that you can. But what if you just work with, you know what? I'm freaking talented. Oh my gosh, I'm kind of a badass. Oh my gosh, I don't have to be perfect. I'm okay as I am. Wow, people actually respond to me. I'm just making these things up. I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about this is a new way that you could talk about yourself. Can you not believe that about yourself? I kind of think I'm a badass. There's nothing wrong. That's not ego. That feels good to think that you wield that kind of power. So maybe on your way to being a badass, then you'll be a better badass, and then again a better badass, and then eventually you'll be like, okay, it's time for me to like be on a series. See what I'm saying? So then all of a sudden you shorten the gap. So this thing that seems so far removed all of a sudden is like, it's not far. It's not impossible for me to do. Get what I'm saying? You guys, the universe can make it happen for you. It wants to yield to you. So just move the belief and worry less that the belief has to be supported by all the stuff that we as actors are constantly consumed with. There's so many different ways into the business. There's so many different ways into a career. There's so many different ways in a possibility. There's so many different ways into booking a job. There's so many different ways to meet a lover or an agent or a manager or get what you want. You gotta be open and you gotta get out of your way so the openings can open for you. They want to open for you. So adapt your circumstances to the belief, not the other way around. Got it? Okay. So, yeah, I'm really excited about that.
I want you by my side so that I never feel alone again. They've always been so kind.